Let's take a look at how we use Premiere's built-in motion effects to rescale and reposition video elements in our frame. So I have a montage of bread shots from the farmer's market. Let me play it for you now. All right, so instead of having them appear one after another, I'd like to create a composite where we have a grid of 8 images appear one at a time until we've filled the entire video frame. So to set this up, I'm going to move each of these on a higher track and then trim out. So I'm going to just select all of these, and I can either drag up, or you can also use the keyboard. If I just hold down Option or Alt on a PC and use my up arrow, everything will move up. And then I trim V1 out, and we'll do it again, and Option up arrow, and trim, okay, and so on and so forth. But to save time, I've already done that here. All right, and it's going to look the same as it just did because we haven't done any rescaling or repositioning. I'll just play the first few seconds to show you. Okay, so now let's start manipulating our motion effects. I'm going to select this first clip and then come to Effect Controls. And if motion is twirled up, just twirl that down, and we'll start manipulating position and scale. Again, motion effects are built into every clip in Premiere Pro. You don't ever have to add a motion effect. In the previous chapter, we already explored how you can, rescale and reposition your video elements in the frame. And now we're going to do something similar, except we're going to make sure to see multiple video elements on screen at once. So we need to shrink our scaling. I'm going to bring this to 25%. And then I want this one to be in the upper left corner. So I could just eye it up and use my position parameters like so. You can also double-click right here in the program monitor and manually reposition it. But you know what? I've actually done the math so that everything is spaced out perfectly, so I'm just going to input some numbers here. For my X position, I'm going to do 330, and my Y position is 210. Now, for my second clip, I could do everything from scratch, or I could actually copy and paste some of the motion attributes from this clip and apply them here. So that's what I'll do. I'll select this clip and press Command-C, and then I'll select this one, and you can come up to Edit and Paste Attributes, or Option-Command-V, that's Alt-Control-V on a PC. And I'm just going to copy over my motion attributes. So we'll say OK. And right now, it's right on top of the other one. We want this to be right here in the middle top. So all I need to do is change my X position to, again, I did the math, it's 960. All right, great. And let's do the same thing here. I'll do Command-Option-V, and we're pasting those motion attributes. I'll say OK. And then for this one, we change our X position to 1590. All right, so now for the second row, what I'd like to do is actually come down the right side. So we're sort of going in this clockwise circle here. So we want to keep the last X position and then change the Y position. So let's copy the motion attributes from this third clip, Command-C, and then we'll paste them here, Command-Option-V. Okay, and then here, again, we want to keep the X position and change the Y position from 210 to 540. Next up, we want the lower right corner, so I'm going to select this, paste those attributes. All right, and then just change our Y position to 875. Okay, and I'll keep going in this way. Let me load this sequence where I've already done it, and I'll play it for you. All right, so as you can see, it really is quite easy to affect the scaling and position of your clips to form a nice composite. As you're changing the motion effects of your clips, realize that you can also change other motion parameters, for example, rotation. And right now, the image is rotating around the center of this clip. If I wanted to change the anchor point, notice that the clip now rotates through another anchor point within this video frame. Let me just reset both of those. There's also an anti-flicker filter, and this helps you eliminate the flicker you can get if you record a TV or computer screen by softening the image. And then there's also opacity controls, so if you want to make something semi-transparent or transparent, you absolutely can. And then finally, time remapping controls, and this allows you to animate the speed of a clip over time. I won't cover that now, but we'll get into that later in the course. All right, so lots of built-in effects, and of course you can animate these over time if you want, so we'll cover that later as well. You can also add additional effects to your clips if you like. So if I go over to my effects window, and we have many, many effects in here. We have folders and folders of effects, so you can check those out. But I'll just apply one for right now. Let's just select all of the clips in my timeline. And then I'm going to come to bevel. We want bevel edges thin. All right, so I'm just going to drag and drop it onto my selected clips. And now you can see that we have a little frame around each of my clips. Okay, so just by using our built-in motion effect controls, along with just one other basic effect, we've created a nice layered look.